Welcome back to E2E channel, and we're back with Keeven White from Whitespace Creative in Akron. And on this segment, we're going to talk specifically about the things that Keeven has learned over the last many years that perhaps our audience can go to school on. Combination of the values, combination of business strategy, etc. If you're talking to a person who is thinking about getting into either communication, arts, what I will call, with due respect, a soft business, you're not making a product, so to speak, even though you are in many senses. What are you going to tell these people that they do need to think about when they're starting their business to assure long-term success like yours?
It really depends on the level of business that they want to have. There's lots of people who just want a nice freelance business. And the aspect of our business that most relates to that is the relationship building and the fact that you just make your decisions based on the value of the long-term relationship and not the short-term problem, whatever you happen to be overcoming.
Absolutely.
I think people forget a blown budget long before they forget a missed goal. If you miss a goal, you might not ever get a chance. You blow a budget, the people will probably give you a chance as long as that project was a winner. You blew the budget for the right reasons.
Okay.
For somebody who wants to grow a business, it's really about gathering as much information about your own business as you can, raking that information across the coals back and forth and figuring out really it is who you are, what makes your business tick, and who fits well within that as a client. We are insatiable about trying to track information about ourselves. Our systems are probably more advanced than many of the big agencies around town. I think last year we've been poking around for several years with a model that we use that's really driven our 35% growth and how we reinvest back in ourselves. And we plug everybody's salaries and increases and benefits and how much we think we can sell. I think last year we were $2,000 off of what we thought our sales would be for the year.
You're kidding.
$2,000.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
I think that was a little bit of a quirk, but it was an educated quirk.
My CFO would love that.
Yeah. So we take every step we can to find out information about what we do right, what we do wrong, learn from both of those scenarios. And I always tell everybody, make as many mistakes as you can, but learn from them.
Fall forward.
Yeah,
okay.
Fall forward.
What else? What else can we tell these young people, old people, people right in between?
Well, I think a lot of our success also has been having a story to tell. That's one of the reasons that we do Create-a-thon. One of the reasons that we get involved in a lot of the awards around town is that so that when we go talk to somebody, we have something to tell them.
Sure.
Or, better yet, the fact that they've already heard those things before I go trying to tell them, somebody else has told them about that stuff, so that when I go talk to those people now, I don't have to sell them on who Whitespace is anymore. They know who Whitespace is. They've already have some value or have some idea of how we might be able to contribute to their success. So I don't have to spend all that time talking about me and Whitespace. I can go right to talking about them and what their needs are. And I'm more apt to find a solution if they're doing more of the talking than I am.
It's interesting about your personal story, how you got into your own business. And at the beginning of it, it didn't sound like you really had that much of a strategic plan. You know, 10 hours, I can do it out of my house, blah, blah, blah. Going to get in, I've got freedom, etc. And now you're talking like the most sophisticated Harvard MBA student, or better than that, Wharton grad, with all the systems and procedures. So a new entrepreneur can not only feel good about getting into a business and not knowing all that, but they better implement that if they want to have something that goes on and is sustainable for a while.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know a lot of times.
Yeah.
You have to go through the fire to get that knowledge to build on. And I think that was part of my early stages. Now, I did have some ideas. When I got my first computer lease, I had to provide them some sort of estimates for where I thought I was going to pay for that lease back. So
Sure.
I did some things there, but it was wild guessing. I mean, I really had no foundation to do it, and it was wholly inaccurate.
In a business climate and a society where values seem to be going out every window that we open up, and whatever is right at the time seems to be the thing that drives people, There's obviously a very, very firm foundations of values in your life, your family life, in your company. How would you define those values?
We try to set up all of our work environment so that our benefits are all very competitive with the anything else that they'd be going on. I think our goal is that at the end of the day, or when they come to work in the morning, if they're worried about how they're going to pay for their child's illness or pay for this or some health benefits not quite right, they're not focusing on what their job is. And especially in the creative thing, they have to be able to focus on stuff. So we try to create an environment where they're not having to trying to do two things at once. When they come to work, they focus on work. When they go home, they focus on home.
Right. And it's not all about you, it's about them.
It's about them,
okay.
Yeah. And I want to go home and enjoy my family when 5, 6 o'clock rolls around. I know they want to do the same. I know I'm not a good employee past those times. There are times when we have to put extra effort into it. That's just the nature of our business and a lot of businesses. But the rule is that's the exception, not the rule.
Let me ask you for a commercial. And you've already said that you're not a salesperson, you're just a good business manager and you're a creative guy. Tell us what Whitespace is really all about. Why should someone seek out your firm? What kind of solutions can you bring to the table?
Yeah, and it's really the question of what kind of solutions we can bring to the table is what kind of questions somebody brings to us.
Okay.
And the whole reason we've been successful is that anytime somebody has brought us a question, we've been able to find a good solution, 98% of the time.
In what areas of communications or integrated communications, as you call it?
In any aspect. I mean, print, website, PR, promotions, direct mail, the whole gamut of anything that somebody, if you have something you need to communicate from this person to that person, we can help find a vehicle. And it might not be the typical things. It might be viral on the website or something these days where we can help get the message out there in a different way. If you got a package on the shelf that needs to talk to certain consumers or something, we're very good listeners and we can find out what the problem is, because no one has the same problem. Very rarely in my business you find two people that have the same issue. It's always, their issues are their issues, and they're very unique to their situation. So you listen to all the parameters and come up with a good solution for that. One of our biggest clients right now is American Greetings, and they came to us. They came to several people around the area, and they were looking for somebody that could help them outsource some of their card production. Okay. And it's something that a lot of people either don't want to do or couldn't do. A lot of people tried and failed, but we went in with a partner mentality, sharing information back on both sides of the table. We said, this is what we need, this is what you need, and we tried stuff, and we rolled the dice and we risked losing some things, and they rolled the dice and risked losing some things too. And through that mutual sacrifice, we came together, and it's been a very strong bond that we've been growing on.
In American Greetings is not an easy company to
No,
work with
not.
as a customer. And they've built their reputation on that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're demanding on themselves, they're demanding on their vendors. If somebody wants to get in contact with you about your firm, how can they do that?
You can certainly call us at 330-762-9320 or check out our website at whitespace-creative.com.
Keeven, it has been an absolutely true pleasure, not only for myself, but for the people in the studio, spending time with you today, and I hope that our viewers have also felt the same way.
Thank you.
Let's do this absolutely again.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and as we always say on the E2E channel, after learning from Keeven, after learning about Whitespace, our job now is to go out and make something happen. Thank you.